What's happening, everybody? Well, I guess it's my turn to weigh in on this latest Dodge teaser video with the leprechauns, the little one and the big roided up one. And in this video, the little leprechaun is at the bottom of the scales, the old tilty scales. The big guy is at the top. The little guy's got this golden shower washing over him of light, and the big one doesn't. And as that golden shower starts to rain down upon the big guy, though, the scales will tilt, and at the bottom it says 7.1 pounds, and I believe the name of the video is Density, insinuating some type of a density comparison. Now, since I'm 0 for however many times I've guessed on these, I don't know if I'm the right guy to comment, but hey, maybe I'm due. So, real quick, let's talk about what it definitely isn't. There's a few guys that asked, well, could that be like the cubic inch displacement, or rather the liters of displacement for a new engine, possibly hoping for a 426 or a 440? Well, although very close, the numbers are just a coincidence. 7.0 would be the proper liter displacement for a 426, the displacement that would probably the most satisfying, if you will, for any Mopar enthusiast, with 7.2 being the liter displacement for a 440. So it's not going to be either one of those, but the numbers were pretty close, so it was a nice guess. Some other folks have asked about boost. What would be the difference for running a 3-liter supercharger versus a 2.7 or a 2.4 boost output at whatever pulley ratio? You might be onto something there a little bit, mainly because of this. Stock Hellcat is about 10.5 or 11 pounds of boost, and Red Eye variant is going to be around 14 and change. This is at sea level, by the way. And so if you were to throw a larger supercharger, basically adding 10% over the 2.7 liter supercharger that comes with the Demon and the Red Eye, basically you might be able to, through efficiencies, see a boost level that could be around 18 psi. It's not uncommon to see that with pulleyed Hellcats and Red Eyes anyway. So you might be into that. It could be air density, the density of air going into the engine, possibly a 7 pounds of boost bump over a base Hellcat. Might be onto something there. I would say give it about maybe a 30% chance of being accurate, but it does tie into the other argument that, well, because it's a golden shower hitting the leprechauns, and the other video where the leprechaun is getting those yellow roids pumped into him to become the big leprechaun, you can say, okay, well, maybe that's E85, and that's just more of a kind of a visual representation of the fuel itself. The thing is that if you work the math backwards from a density standpoint, from an actual weight per molecular density standpoint, a physical weight, if you play with the numbers enough with certain temperatures, you can make that 7.1 pounds work. If you take, basically, it's like a 6.15 pounds per gallon of gasoline, and it depends on which octane you're working with and at what temperature you're pulling it from. More than likely, they'd pull it from 91 octane, and compare it to 6.59 pounds per gallon for E85. Ethanol is just simply heavier by volume than gasoline is. The 7.1 number, the 7.1 pounds, by the way, is pretty funny. Coincidentally, that is actually one of the weights of diesel fuel. It's actually at a very cold temperature, but diesel can weigh as much as 7.1 pounds per gallon. So fun little Easter egg there for you, but I doubt that's really intentional. What it might insinuate, though, is the weight per a full tank of fuel, where the difference between 111 pounds for gasoline, or 110 or 108 pounds versus, say, 120 for the E85 could work out to that extra 7 pounds, and it's due to, again, just the density of the fuels themselves being different. So you could look at it as potentially difference in fuel weight, being the E85 being the more dense fuel, or that 3-liter supercharger in concert with E85 creating another 7 pounds, just the other side, I should say, of 7 pounds over what a base Hellcat puts out. So really right now, everything's just in essence up to speculation, but there's my guesses. Pick whichever one you like, either the boost or the fuel. Unfortunately, I don't see it being anything to do with cubic inch displacement, although that would have been really cool. And really anything else that I tried looking up or dissecting just didn't really play well. I was even looking at, okay, well, yeah, how much coolant is, or rather how much refrigerant is in the cooling system? Maybe they're doing something there, trying to get a denser air charge. You know, just letting my imagination wander a little bit, and that didn't play out very well either. Basically, 7.1 pounds would be way too much. So anyway, again, my thoughts, it's either more boost or it's a play on the densities of the fuel. Knowing Dodge, it's something even more obscure than that. And you would have to be on the inside to actually get this inside joke. So anyway, post up your comments. Let me know what you think that thing meant. And with that, that's a wrap. Y'all have a great one. Adios.